Beautiful sunset here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The PLL on ESPN is presented by the Utah Sports Commission. Up next, the Boston Cannons taking on the Carolina Chaos. Paul Carcaterra, Chris Cotter with you. Carc, you think about the Cannons, like so many teams, they're up and down a little bit, especially here in the second half, coming off a bye week last week in Denver into this game.
Up and down to the standpoint, Cotter, where when they're clicking, I think they might be the best team in the league. 2 weeks ago in Baltimore, the last time they played against the Maryland Whipsnakes, they allowed 16 goals. I think defensively, they got to find their groove before they head into the playoffs. One thing they don't have to worry about, though, is offense. And you got guys like Asher Nolting, who I think have solidified a 1-2 punch with Marcus Holman, maybe the best in the league. Asher Nolting is second in the league in assists. You just see the vision. He's such a bigger body, can win one-on-one matchups, owns players on goal line extended with brute force. When this guy is feeding the rock, though, that's when I think the Cannons are playing at another level. But when you play him just as a passer, he will make you pay. He's a lethal, big-body Dodger.
Cannons lineup powered by Ticketmaster.
Yeah, Garrett Epple leads the league in caused turnovers once again. That becomes a common theme this time of the year from the KG vet from Notre Dame. Matt Campbell is tied coming into the weekend with Tom Schreiber for the most points from the midfield in the entire PLL. He's a 2-point threat, too. You talk about Holman, you talk about Nolting. Pat Cavanaugh could be the X factor. If he's healthy, you know how dynamic he is. He's the Dwarton Trophy winner from Notre Dame and the two-time national champ.
Well, the Cannons missed last week. They were on a bye. And Josh Byrne missed last week for the Chaos, but he's back this week in the lineup.
And this offense desperately needs him. This offense has been held to 10 goals or less more than any in the entire PLL. But Josh Byrne's passing at a crazy level. He's got the most assists in his career, and he broke that probably halfway through the season. When he's passing, I find that defenses kind of just play him more as the Dodger, which allows him to give others opportunities to score. But at the end of the day, for this offense really to click, he has to improve his shooting. He's only shooting 20% and up his dodging game. He's got 9 goals on the season. That's not a Josh Byrne season in terms of goal scoring. Passing, yes, but we got to see Byrne the goal scorer.
Chaos lineup powered by Ticketmaster.
Yeah, this is a unit that allows the least in the entire PLL. Jack Posey's a rookie. He's flanked by 2 veterans in Jared Newman, a big body, and Jack Rowlett, who is tenacious to say the least. Minikis, Jackson, and Henningberg. Henningberg and Minikis were held scoreless a week ago. They need to add some punch to an offense that's searching for answers. Ross Scott is electric feet. The rookie from Rutgers, we talked about Josh Byrne, and then Ty Kurtz is a right-handed stretch shooter who could also throw a through pass as well. And you could put Bowen up there too. I mean, you have a guy like Will Bowen. He's one of the better players in the league with a 6-foot stick. I mean, he's all over the place, and he's got flexibility in his game too. Play him low or play him high.
James Riley going to get the start today at Faceoff for Chaos. And right off the bat, it's Tucci who wins it. Bodies go flying as he took a shot. Possession will stay with Boston. Wow, that was a quick start. So it's interesting with Riley getting the start over Rowlett. We'll see how Tucci does. 2 of the less celebrated face-off men in the league in this one. On the run, shot by Cavanaugh. Picked up by Ray. We talked about him on the ground. He is sensational on ground balls.
So good. Oh, boy.
Newman from 2 bounces it high and over the cage.
You got to say, oh, boy, because he shoots 117 miles per hour. Rarely gets that look, though. Teams know when he crosses the midline, like,
broke a stick in the process. That is a violent shot. First game of this doubleheader was bathed in sunshine. This game is under the lights as the sun is set over the mountains. Just
almost looks like a fake backdrop.
It's absolutely gorgeous, as you would expect. Ross Scott. Minikis. As a defender, draped all over him. Shot. Doesn't get through. Picked up by Pulver. Celebrated midfield unit by the Cannons. It's Kirst. Drenner and Campbell. Verdaro, also 19, will run out of the box. He's got the ball in his cross. Behind the Nolting. 10 to shoot. Physical nature. Look at Blaze coming out there to pick him up.
I mean, trying to move Nolting is...
Blaze and Nolting
yes.
crashing into each other is just...
It tells you, too, about how strong and tough Jack Rowlett is, too, because you would think Jared Newman would get that matchup, right? But Newman's a lefty and Nolting's a righty. Or I'm sorry, Newman's a righty and Nolting's a righty, so you'd have to play cross for him. Newman plays lefties better, so to put Newman on Nolting, that's a tough matchup when he drives right-handed. That's why you put a guy like Rowlett who has the flexibility to play righties or lefties. I mean, Newman's built to guard guys like Matt Rambo and Connor Fields, those lefties, not a righty like Nolting. So you put the undersized Rowlett on him.
Kurtz almost had a fantastic catch on that one, couldn't pick up the ground ball. Now we're going the other way with Cannons. And Rapphorst isn't afraid to let it fly. Didn't have an open shot, though. So 77 will get the ball into the stick of an offensive player. Holman's shot goes high in the air after Blaze makes the save.
You know what's interesting right now? Matt Campbell, 20 in white's playing attack, not Pat Cavanaugh. And Campbell is one of the top middies in the league. I mentioned he tied with Tom Schreiber coming into the week with points from the midfield position.
There's Aslanian, just wraps a shot around. That looks like it hit the pipe. Blaze may have gotten a piece of it.
Let's see if they switch Cavanaugh and Campbell. Cavanaugh needs to play attack. I don't like tweaking with his game and putting him at through the box as a midfielder. He's an attackman. He needs to play attack. He needs to marinate for the entire 48 minutes on the field. Playing the gray.
Has an open shot, scores. Blaze had no chance that time.
Nolting is so good from these spots because you have to respect him as a passer, second in the league and helpers.
How does he get this open?
Yeah, this is a great job by Drenner to see an overzealous Rowlett. I don't think Rowlett needed to support that matchup so quickly. Rowlett slid to Drenner because Rowlett has the matchup with Nolting. I think he slid too early, too aggressive to help the Drenner matchup, and then you left Nolting wide open on the backside to stick that left-handed. There's got to be some logic behind the Pat Cavanaugh move to midfield and Campbell to attack. We're going to get into this because on the surface it doesn't make sense to me. Matt Campbell's been unbelievable at the midfield position and let Pat Cavanaugh play his natural attack spot.
Yeah, it's still keeping Campbell at attack. I thought it might be something they were doing just at the top of the game to kind of throw a little wrinkle and then change back. We'll see how long they go with it. Nothing doing on the offensive end for Carolina. And we go quickly the other way. Kirst, there's Campbell. He's waiting for it. Now he gets in front of the crease. Got open but couldn't get a shot off. Now we get one in Holman. All kinds of stick fakes before he finally beats Blaze.
That's where Holman's so good, the recognition to follow a loose ball. Campbell gets checked at the last second. You see just Holman's awareness to just hone in and zero in on the ball. Makes the gesture that it's time to eat. Well, eat the scraps. Those are the table scraps. Feed them. Props to Marcus Holman. Passes Ryan Boyle's probably watching right now, throwing something at the TV set.
Slice that he picked up on the Lower East Side.
It's like a gourmet slice, though. It's not just a slice.
Yeah, right.
He's a foodie.
Boston up early, 2-0. Chaos have done a great job picking up ground balls off the face-off. Just haven't been able to get any flow offensively. That's been a major problem for them all year. They're coming off a game where they scored 4 points last weekend. Byrne, he shoots and scores. That's a great sign. Just his 10th goal on the year, but he's been struggling finding the back of the net. And that's big for Carolina.
This is a sick rip by one of the smoothest, most stylish players in the league. Get him to his offhand. Tell him he can't go righty. Josh Byrne smells a defender. Overcompensating his left, goes to his right and hits the back of the net. They both have passion. They both have incredible lacrosse IQ and love for the game. And that's what you want in a teammate. And when we're up in the booth with Boyle, we still feel that, right?
Right.
He's
No
got the
question.
passion, he's got the incredible lacrosse IQ.
And the ultimate teammate.
Yeah, and Marcus Holman's one of those guys. I will say, too, he was talking about Boyle being a feeder. Boyle was really good as a goal scorer around goal line extended.
And that's
Marcus
exactly
is,
what
too.
he is.
When they jump, they look like the same player.
Right.
When they jump and score right-handed.
On the run. Jules' shot bounces off the goal, and stays with Chaos. So Josh Byrne scoring. Who else is going to step up? Will it be Sergio? Nope, too high. Sergio Perkovic. Back healthy last week after missing a few games.
That's a player who knows where the line is, but it's hard to get his full torque there because he's too concerned about the line. So it's like a give and take there when you deal with the line because you didn't see the full plant and the follow through.
Look at Colin Kursko chasing after the ball. Gets possession back to Cannons.
Kirst is the best in the league against the two, statistically speaking.
Trainer brings it into the offensive end. Aslanian. This is the best two-point shooting team, the Cannons, on the offensive end.
There's Kavanaugh with the ball.
I know.
Still don't get this
move.
move.
This is really getting it.
It is. It's getting me because he might score and Campbell might score an attack, but Pat Kavanaugh flourishes in the gray. And where are those plays in the gray? It's when you play an attack for 48 minutes and you're riding, you're getting a loose ball. Chaos is king for Pat Kavanaugh. When he's running back and forth between the box, you lose so many of his opportunities. And Matt Campbell has had an all-pro year at midfield, and now he's playing attack.
Well, Kavanaugh does a nice job of forcing this turnover. Van Raphorst stays on. Now he'll check out. Pole substitutes out. Here comes Ryan Drenner. Here's Kavanaugh. Now he does get a shorty when he runs out of the box like he's got right here. So that gives him a little bit of a benefit. Tried to pass it to Drenner. Doesn't get through. Now he's on the carpet. Campbell eventually picks it up. 23 seconds to shoot, so plenty of time for Holman and company. People running all over each other. Knowlton getting mixed up into the mosh pit. Now he wants to set a pick. Campbell can't get a shot off and drops it out of his stick. Just out of sorts. Holman tries to right things, but Blaze is there.
Blaze just makes it look so easy. This guy, you're witnessing an absolute all-time great in Blaze Reardon. Shane Knobloch with the ball, and he was scoreless last week. Minikis, Jules Henningberg, Kyle Jackson, Dobson, and Knobloch all scoreless last week.
Kurtz. Another turnover, just unforced error.
This offense has to figure it out.
Bubba Fairman brings it over into the offensive end. Much like the Chaos game last week, this is a rock fight. Aslanian. Here's Rodaro, rookie out of Georgetown. Going against McKay, the short stick D-Midi. Bounce pass. Aslanian eventually picks it up, but not even close on that shot. 10 seconds for Holman. Tried to wrap it around, and the ball just goes bouncing in front of Blaze dangerously, but eventually picks it up. That was an impossible angle to shoot from. Knobloch now. Working on Kirst. 34 in white. He'll be playing on both sides of the field. He's going to log a lot of miles. Ross Scott now to the far side. Here's Kurtz flashing in and scores.
During draft prep last season, when Ty Kirst wrapped up his career at Delaware, I can't tell you how many of these high crease goals I saw. I mean, this is vintage Ty Kirst. And look who's feeding the rock again. Josh Byrne, 17th assist on the season to a right-handed high crease wizard. Talk about owning an area. You know, there's certain players that can play the high crease. And Ty Kirst is one of them. And what that does, Cotter, is it allows flexibility in terms of spacing. A lot of times your crease guy occupies a low spot. So if he's high enough too, you can find a lot of backside opportunities in feeding the ball through the defense because your crease is high. And Ty Kirst gives you that flexibility.
Western Canada to Eastern Canada. British Columbia to Ontario. That's Byrne to Kurtz, that connection. On that possession, shot was backed up by Cannon, so they'll pick it up. Epple having a hard time with it. It's going to be a turnover. Chaos are going to want to start quickly. Sergio. Back to Perkovic. He shoots. Bouncer goes wide.
See Sergio lining up from two. The Chaos last in the league in 2-pointers. Only 5 on the season. The opposite for the Cannons, number 1 with 16 2-bombs.
That's a record, PLL
and
record.
One of those guys who stretches the defense as good as anyone's Matt Campbell. I think you're negating his play by putting him at attack. He's got 5 2-pointers on the season.
Holman.
They're all from midfield.
Yep. So here's Kavanaugh.
Can you tell I don't like this move?
I can tell this move is it's going to grate on you. Campbell shooting high. And this is coming off an off week for them too, so they've had plenty of time to put some thought into it. Having not played last week, being on a bye week rather, in Denver. That pass is just going to nobody. Troy Ray picks it up. And Patrick Resch brings it into the other direction. Jackson. Over to Knobloch. Rookie out of Rutgers. You can see his speed and quickness as he shoots and scores. That was explosive. That's what 27 in red brings to the table.
Trigger quickness. I think Knobloch has everyone in the stadium fooled that maybe he's going to bring the ball behind. And at the last second, it's pow. Look at this hammer here. Losing an angle. I mean, and he just paints the opposite corner. Look at the placement on a righty goalie. That is magnificent. Shane Knobloch, scoreless a week ago. Chew on this for the Chaos as we see his shooting chart. Got the 42 shots, the 10 goals, 4 wins. Knobloch coming into today, 8 for 19, 42%. When they lose in their 5 losses, he's 1 for 13 and 4%. So when they lose, it rains, it pours for Shane Knobloch. When they win, he flourishes.
As a team, 3 goals in the first quarter is a geyser for Chaos. But Josh Byrne, he's been passing and assisting all season long. Now he's scoring along with his rookie teammate. 3-2, Chaos on top. It's just just great games. I just think about the championship games alone over the past few years. Right down to the wire, nail biters. Tucci, he's not afraid to shoot, and does, but he shoots it wide. And it goes to Blaze. They give the race to the end line to Blaze Reardon. Wins possession to his team. Good hustle.
Tucci had some smoke on that shot. We've seen him score 3 goals in a game.
He's always been dangerous right off the face-off, yeah. Now some pressure from the Cannons.
So they move Jules Henningberg up to midfield. Ty Kurtz now down at attack.
Jules looking to get to the middle of the field. Passes it forward to Sergio Perkovic. Motor City hitman out of Detroit. Buddy Eamon McEnany. So nicknaming him back in his days at Notre Dame. Kurtz can't get the shot off. Good defense. But Kurtz gets it right back. Henningberg. Tough angle. Jackson. Too high.
Oh, watch it there. Thought Jackson shot on a flat plane there, too. He could have increased his angle if he moved upfield there. Nothing to look at.
You and I saw his college coach at In-N-Out Burger before the game, right?
Great to see John Paul. We're talking about Sergio Perkovic from Michigan. John Paul spent 57 years in Ann Arbor. Now he's living out in Oregon. He's got this beautiful Sprinter van, like a Mercedes Sprinter van on steroids, right? Like,
yeah, it's great.
He rolled up to In-N-Out with that, and it was great to talk about his updated life. And he was a coach at the PLL level as well, with the Atlas for a couple years.
Yeah.
Made the 11-hour trek to reconnect with some friends, see people that he knows so well in this league. So it was great to see John Paul.
Yeah, some former players too. We'll see Mikey Schlosser,
yep,
the Water Dogs, and Kyle Jackson we just saw there, number 1 for the Chaos. Kavanaugh stoned by Blaze. 4 saves for Blaze early. We got Andy Towers mic'd up. Let's take a listen.
Yep, good take. Is that Geddes or Mickey?
That was Geddes. Mickey is Ian McKay.
Towers is going to have a nickname for everybody.
So I'm going to translate it.
Yeah.
We're okay. Yep.
Here's Campbell. Over to Nolting. Skips it ahead. Verdaro steps into it. Now Holman. Stays with Cannons. 21 to shoot.
You know, maybe with Campbell at attack, maybe he's not moving as well. Maybe he's nicked up. I have 0 grounds for saying that he's nicked up, but I'm just speculating of why he'd be playing attack right now.
Double team comes. Nolting's in all kinds of trouble, but he still keeps possession. Verdaro underneath the defender. He bounces one. Blaze sends it sky high. Flags go flying.
I think there might be a late hit here.
Rowlett's got a broken stick.
KS foul number 99. 1 minute illegal cross check.
Gonna go against Rowlett. That's how he broke his stick.
That guy's not messing around. His helmet looks
bent out of shape.
Off too, yeah. I mean, he just comes with a serious boom here. Watch this.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
That was that is a
that
brutal
might even
hit.
be reviewable
Yes.
for more than your run-of-the-mill. I think Matty Palem's going to look at that.
He's got it. That's going to 2 minutes. That is going to 2 minutes. And I'm not saying there was intent there, but it was a little reckless by Jack Rowlett. Jack Rowlett's not a dirty player.
Take a look at this angle.
This is a cross check to the head and neck injury. That's it. And he breaks a stick over his head. Look at him holding his head there. That is a clear, no-brainer 2 minute.
Even a little bit
Right
late
to the
there,
face.
too, yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's no shot that stays at 1 minute.
Maybe this power play will help Boston. They've missed their last 10 shots, scoreless in almost 11 minutes of game time action.
After review, foul on KS 99. Cross check to the head, 2-minute full-time serve.
Oh, that's a big penalty right there. That's a big call. 2 minutes full time.
That's the right call.
Boston can eat a little bit here.
It's the right call. Now, Boston was the best power play team a season ago. One of the best ever in pro lacrosse, like 75%. Right now at the power play, they're not improved. Second worst in the league at 26%.
It's crazy when they have almost the same cast of characters.
The one different character is 51 and white. He's going to be in the middle of this power play.
But he's not a liability, trust me.
Yeah, but it's isn't it also just about how the pieces all move together? So when you put a new piece in, even if it's someone as great as Pat Cavanaugh,
yeah, but he's missed a lot of action too. They had the bulk of their unit from a year ago
with Matt in the starting lineup a lot. Now they're just getting the clock right.
Pat Cavanaugh.
Are we playing? We're playing.
When he played at Notre Dame.
Don't worry about it.
He's saying, don't worry, they'll fix the clock. When he played at Notre Dame, he was masterful at the top part of the offense where Ryan Jenner is with the ball right now. That was Pat Cavanaugh's spot at Notre Dame. He was incredible at the point of the 3-3.
Their power play was record-breaking. Notre Dame's power
Nuts.
play was ridiculous.
Nuts.
Now here's Nolting. Quarterbacking from up top. Holman, the quick pass. Jump shot by Pat Cavanaugh. Saved by Blaze. They'll get a fresh 32 seconds on the shot clock. Little hit ball. Cavanaugh's got it all the way. Holman shoots, pings it off the pipe.
That was a good play because Nolting had the whole defense thinking he was passing the ball to the far side. He kicked it back to Holman. Loved the fake by Nolting.
Holman behind the back. Cavanaugh hits the pipe again.
This is beautiful offense. They're just not canning it. That's their third pipe of the day.
Still plenty of time. Campbell the through pass. Holman up top to Nolting. Holman again. Campbell's going to fire from two. Too high. Still 48 seconds on the power play. A lot of pressure being applied. Cavanaugh. Nolting now inside. Holman shoots. Save made by Blaze. And he's not feeling very well.
We've seen this a couple times this season.
That
his knee is wrapped already, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure where that hit him. It might have hit him in a very uncomfortable spot.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Blaze is going to trot over.
Now the beauty of all these pipes, it gave the Cannons a lot of opportunities on these resets, but yeah, he gets one right in a spot you don't want to get it. They bring in Austin Kaut, who I think has been spectacular in relief duty for Blaze Reardon. Was a All-American goaltender at Penn State. He's been a long-time backup for the Chaos. He's a locker room mainstay, but he's more than that. He's a very capable stopper in this league. We've seen him start games and win. He has the ability to make stops.
Geddes shoots too high, but it stays with Chaos. Geddes went coast to coast. 19 seconds now, 18 on the power play. Chaos can burn off this 2-minute unreleasable power play by the Cannons. That's a big momentum swing. You already have the lead in the game, and now you kill off that type of a penalty. Jules working on Bubba. Gets a little bit of separation. Try to get it to Kyle Jackson, but he was defended well. Byrne now tries to pick it up himself. Cannons come out of there with it. Both teams 0 for shooting here in the second quarter. Boston 0 for 9, Carolina 0 for 4. Holman gets free. Nolting. Nice pickoff by Ray.
He's one of the most underrated players in the league, for my money. He's a terrific long stick midfielder, Troy Ray.
He does a lot of what he just did on that play. Reads the passing zones and puts that stick up and picks off so many passes.
He reminds me a lot of a multi-time All-Pro in the MLL, in Matt Bocklett, who played for the Denver Outlaws for years. Very similar type player. Not the fastest, not the biggest. Great instincts, stick skills are superior, and just picks off every pass.
Everything. And picks up every ground ball and then runs to daylight. Kurtz trying to find some way to solve this Boston defense. Well, Scott does.
That's what you need out of the rookie. He's got the firecracker feet. Pop, 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 let's go, 15. You gotta be assertive, you gotta be aggressive. That little stutter gives an opportunity for space, angle, and pay dirt.
They have gone 0 for their last 15 shooting. Boston has, rather. And Clark, that includes a 2-minute unreleasable power play.
Yeah, this Chaos defense is real. I mean, it's top defense coming into the weekend in terms of fewest goals allowed with the Archers. What's the common theme, too? They both have incredible goalies. Blaze Reardon and Brett Dobson.
Blaze is out with an injury. Let's get an update. Caley, what's going on?
Blaze still on the sideline. He put his helmet back on. It looked like he was maybe going to go back on the field, but I think he's just taking a little extra time. You were spot on, though. He got hit in a sensitive area, and the medical trainer said he's likely to come back for sure.
Yeah, that's one of those things where sometimes it just takes time, right, Clark?
Just good news.
Yep. Beautiful feed inside, and a goal. Holman finishes it off.
This play is so much more than what you would expect. You think this is like your basic transfer from pass to crease finish. This is trust. This is sixth sense. Like, Asher Nolting's only throwing that ball to one player on the team, Marcus Holman. Marcus Holman is cutting that way because Asher Nolting makes those kind of passes. That is brilliant teamwork by a 1-2 punch that you could argue is as good as any in the entire PLL.
Clark, I feel like Asher took something off of that pass, too. Like it wasn't 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah,
it was
he
just
lobbed
feathered.
it to a space. It was almost like a touch pass in football, right? Because he knows that receiver, Marcus Holman, will get there.
Holman again doesn't get through. Count makes another save, though, and quickly the other way.
I'm telling you, Cout's a ball player.
We got a player down for Chaos. It's a defender trying to get a number. That looks like it's Jack Rowlett. He might have gotten hit with that shot. The first shot that didn't get through to Count. And Andy Towers is looking on concerned, and rightfully so. He's already without Reardon, although we might get Reardon back in the second half. Now he might be without one of his starting close defenders in Jack Rowlett, the All-Star. Rowlett back on his feet, tough as nails.
Let's see where he gets it. Oh, right in the
back of the head. That's coming out at you with some pace as well.
Yeah.
You think about Rowlett, too.
Yeah, that's right in the noggin.
Remember, if you remember last year in Denver, Rowlett was the player who had the lacrosse head.
Zed Williams' head.
Implanted onto his rib cage. When he pulled up his shirt, he had the bruise, the shape of a lacrosse head. You could even see the mesh in the lacrosse head.
Yeah, it was nuts.
On his ribs.
This is a game that is so physical. The combination of brute force, athleticism, and speed, and when they all come together, buckle up.
Jackson. Double team comes. Gets it up top. Burn inside. Save made. Colin Kirst Hasn't had to make many today. Only 2 saves on the day for Kirst. That was a big one, though. Now Van Raphorst. '77 and White will stay on as Holman brings it over toward the box. Now to Kavanaugh coming in. 77 will check out.
Flags down.
Yep, this is going to be a call against Chaos. Kavanaugh looking to take advantage. On the run, scores!
He's so good. He's so slick. He's so two-handed. He had to play the left side this year at Notre Dame because brother Chris is a righty. Jake Taylor is a righty. Pat Kavanaugh's a natural righty, but he's a Tewaaraton winner because of his flexibility to attack you anywhere on the offensive set. He's got the pop and the step, and then the shake that goes into a beautiful shot on the run, left-handed. Just give this kid his touches. He is a superb lacrosse player that just needs to be on the field as much as possible.
7th goal of the year, as you saw. He missed 4 games this year. Kind of in the middle of the season. Started the year after a long season coming from Notre Dame. You know, the PLL season starts the week after Notre Dame won a national title, their 2nd in a row.
In the way he plays, I mean,
yes.
how nicked up was.
I mean, you're just banged up. It's just a long season, so you're still, I think, kind of waiting to see what Pat Kavanaugh is going to be like as a pro, playing a full year as a pro only, you know?
I will tell you this much. If you let him marinate on an offense, play an attack the entire game, he's an all-pro player. He's that good. He's that two-handed. He's that creative. He's got elite vision.
Tried to feed that inside with all kinds of traffic there. The only 3 players closest to it were Cannons. Trainer. Double team comes, beautifully timed.
That was a nice save. Big time save by the Cannons.
Looked like Van Raphorst over there on the far sideline. Might have been Ethan Rawl.
Yeah, I think it was Ethan
part of
Rawl,
it. Yeah, Ethan Rawl was in it.
That was a heads-up play. Play that kind of brand. It allows players to play free, to play fast, and that equates into opportunities in the pros.
Jack Rowlett back on the field for Chaos. That's good news for Andy Towers. He'll play the final 2 minutes of this first half. Drenner. Is he going to go back to his left? He does. Thought he might pop one, doesn't. Here's Nolting, though. If he can get free in the middle, he does, and scores! How did he get his hands free? Rowlett was all over him.
He liked the celebration. I thought he was going to go too small. He likes to give that little too small to cover the big guy.
He went with the 9-iron instead.
And he is a scratch golfer. Asher Nolting is an elite golfer. And this one's too easy. This is, Rowlett loves that over the head. But when you throw that over the head, above goal line extended, the problem is, if you miss it, you're shot ready. If you miss that in space, you can recover. And Rowlett gets the stick, but just too much strength. A strong cradle, and a nice 9-iron shot to go for 1. You know who's watching right now that loves that check, though, is Rick Beardsley.
He has a nickname for it. I don't know what that. Beardo, tell us what nickname you have for that kind of a check. The okie dokie or something like that.
That's just a straight over the head. Doesn't work out for Rowlett.
Cannon's now building a little bit of momentum here in the latter parts of this first half. Retaking the lead. Kavanaugh out of the box. He's been playing midfield all first half long. Campbell's been down at attack. Verdaro. Quick in front. Too high. We don't have Blaze in there. He got injured a little while ago. Count came in relief. Appears like Blaze might be able to come back in the second half, so we'll see if that does transpire.
I like the Cannons ball movement. They've had some pipes. They've had some missed opportunities, but I feel like they're moving the ball much better than the Chaos.
And especially of late. I think in this second quarter, they've settled down a little bit. That shot hits the back of the cage from Aslanian. They had 17 shots on this quarter. They've been
onslaught,
peppering Cal. Now Ray will look to clear. He's got Patrick Resch rather, Tony's son. And a timeout by Chaos.
So there's be some manipulation and some movement. And I think Jules Henningberg will get the ball high and he'll have options to either Ty Kirst or Josh Byrne. But it's a way to get Byrne the ball off a ball movement rather than when everyone's staring at him with the ball. So he's going to get rid of the ball here. And then eventually off of ball movement, then he'll have an opportunity to go. And that's the best time to dodge. If the ball spins, Josh Byrne off of ball movement's a way better dodger.
Ross Scott with it right now. You can see the quick feet. He's lightning quick. There's Jules.
He's got to go. He's got to go. I mean, they got to go now.
Byrne. Defended well. Pulver all over him and nothing doing. The horn sounds. Great defensive effort by Boston on that possession.
And it took way too long to get the ball to Jules because he was the trigger guy to get the ball to Josh Byrne. I just felt like they spent way too much time. You had Ross Scott holding the ball, who's a rookie, and it just got to Byrne with no time left.
A hard-fought, physical battle. A 5-4 lead for Boston at the break.
But right now, we're not going to see Blaze Reardon in the third quarter. Austin Kaut is continuing to be the netminder heading into this second half.
Yeah,
this is a big spot for Kaut.
Blaze took a shot in that first half. Had to have a seat, and it's been Kaut ever since. Also of note was Jack Rowlett, went out briefly, and he's still on the sideline. Look at Rowlett without his helmet.
Yeah, he took one to the head.
Off the pipe, another pipe. That's number 4, I believe, on the game for Boston, yes.
And that's another local, and Bubba Fairman, who grew up in Utah. Bubba was part of a lacrosse surge. His father was a big influencer in the youth programs back in the day, and guys like Casey Rose, who played at Rutgers, and Bubba, a ton of Division I talent, all part of that pocket of early Utah lacrosse players.
Now here's Pat Cavanaugh. Newman.
Yeah, he slashed.
Too physical that time. Draws the flag, so Cavanaugh's not going to wait for the horn to sound, and it finally does. The shot clock expires, but let's check the flag now. We'll get it from Matty Palin.
Slash on 88 red.
Chaos 88, 1 minute, slash.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean,
that was the one right there, that second one.
But the lift up.
Right, first he had the lift completely off his feet, and then that came down.
The lift I'm okay with,
right.
But the one more after the lift.
That was where Matty Palin said, that's a little much. So a minute power play for Boston. Once again, 51 Pat Cavanaugh in the middle of this set. Now they'll bring Aslanian down there as well. Campbell, he can shoot.
You think?
Yeah, that's why they got him out there, isn't it? Aslanian rings that one off the pipe, man. That's 5 times in this game they've rung one off. Cannon's being patient on the power play. Now they'll move Holman inside. Cavanaugh back up top. Into Holman. He shoots, scores. Maybe that's why they did it.
There's actually a positive to these pipes. And I know that sounds crazy. but they're creating longer possessions, and they're pecking away at the defense of Chaos, right? Like they're finding the seams, and they're just putting so much pressure, and they put this defense on the ropes. It's been relentless passing by the Cannons. 6 goals against the top scoring defense in the league. It's not a ton, but I feel like from a pressure perspective, they're ready to pop this offense, right? You feel like they've owned the tempo.
Tucci with the shot right off the face-off win. Kaut with the save.
And there's something to that Asher Nolting Holman. You saw it on the high crease there. Like there's just a trust. There's a huge trust between those two. And I think Asher Nolting will throw balls inside to Marcus Holman that'll probably not throw to anyone else.
How will Chaos respond? The game 2 weeks ago where they scored 15 goals, notwithstanding, I mean, you look at their past few games. Scott coming upfield. Tries to roll underneath. Gets underneath the defender. Couldn't beat Curse, though.
College teammates going at it.
Yep. Here's Knobloch. Another one from Rutgers.
Gonna be a proud moment for Brian Breck, their coach. 6 pros on the field right now.
Tried to feed it inside to Ty Kurtz. Eppel tracks it down. Still hasn't gotten it yet, though. Now gooses it dangerously in front. All kinds of trouble here. The backhand shot as Kurtz was off his line. And Jackson just niftily just sent it toward the goal. And no goalie on the line. It was an easy goal.
This was tremendous ball recognition by Kyle Jackson, and then you see the soft hands that allow him to put this in the back of the net. It looks like a garbage goal, but it's too nice to call it a garbage goal. Well, the ball's flying out here. The Cannons try to save it, but Garrett Eppel is a defender, and I don't think he realized that the ball was going to go that far. Rule number 1, never throw it to the middle of the field when it's a desperation pass. And then Jackson with the backhand there. That's beautiful. That's his only shot there. Feels the defensive pressure. Kirsch tries for the ball. Ball's on the floor, and then in one motion, it's a scoop and score with the backhand by Kyle Jackson. He's done some things this season. In Baltimore, he had one of the best goals of the year, that between the legs or the backhand shot.
Yeah, it's similar in terms of rules in basketball. Never save a basketball underneath your own basket.
Yeah, in lacrosse, Garrett Eppel, good intention, but never save a ball on an end line when you're going to throw it towards the middle of the field. That's what happens.
Can Chaos get a little momentum? String a couple
better
of goals
off Cotter
together.
just chucking it to the other end.
Yeah.
And fighting for a 50-50 there. 50-50 in that spot creates a goal.
Dangerously again up front, but Van Raphorst picks it out of the air. Nice catch by Trainer. We had a nickname for Trainer. What was that when we were in Boston?
Bill Ricca Butcher.
Yeah. The Bill Ricca Butcher.
There's a story behind it.
After Sam the Butcher. Remember, Sam was
Brady
they had the whole Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah, they showed the Brady Bunch. It was all one big family for the Cannons.
And Trainer was the one that wasn't a family member.
Yes.
And so we were like, what role does he play? It was Sam the Butcher from the Brady Bunch.
Yep, and he's from Bill Ricca, Mass., so he's Bill Ricca Butcher.
That's another dangerous ball in front. Picked up by Newman, though, but he's going to throw it away. And a flag comes down. It's going to go against Cannons. All kinds of confusion these last couple of times down the field.
Cannons foul number 32. 1 minute, unnecessary roughness.
Asher Nolting will sit. Let's see if we can see the bottom left. Does he come in late? Yes, he does. Yeah. That's easy.
That's blatant.
Getting word that Jack Rowlett will not return. We saw him without his helmet on the sideline for Carolina. So they are without Blaze Reardon.
There's 2
and they're
leaders
without
on that end.
Jack Rowlett.
That's an uphill battle.
Yes, that's going to hurt.
They're actually shutting Knobloch off, which is interesting. I think it's just to put this unit, this power play, out of sorts. Now the shutoff is off, so they force the Chaos then to adjust. I like that call.
Just takes a little bit of time off that power play. Now the skip pass was tipped. Stays with Carolina.
Takes time off, but also it forces the offense then to go to plan B. It really, it's just a quick little show.
Nice look inside. Can't beat Kirst, though. He's going to be in the crease. Jackson was in the crease as Kirst wasn't able to get a good shot off.
Got Bubba.
And I like the play because a lot of times you would think if you're going to shut someone off on a power play, it's the best player. Maybe you shut off Josh Byrne, right? You don't need to. You could shut off anyone who's in the rotation. It could throw and blow out the entire scheme or plan, right?
Yeah. And then they have to go back to plan A, which also takes time. This is a disaster here. It started with Ty Kurtz with a great ride, and that got all the confusion going, and now we're going the other way. So a good job by Chaos. That's what they do. They create chaos. They got the ball back to their offense. Can their offense do anything with it? Knobloch goes behind the cage. Zach Goodrich on him. Coming out of the box. Henningberg, saved by Kirst.
That was a great move by Jules and a super save by Kirst.
Just his 4th of the day. Fairman, Teslanian, Van Raphorstel, crank from 2. That clears the stadium wall.
That ball was humming. I mean, Van Raphorstel can let it fly.
Right, and he's never seen a 2-point shot he didn't like.
Yeah, he's got this wind-up. But you know what? Goalies really never save it. He shoots it wide. He gets a clean reset. I'm okay with it. It's the 8th post of the night by the Cannons.
It's nuts. Holman can step into this one. No chance for Count on that one.
This is Cannons Lacrosse, assisted goals. They do it as well as any. Marcus Holman, the sharpshooter. From an accuracy perspective, maybe no one better to ever do it than one in white. Bam! He's got great momentum. Fans now have an affiliation to a certain team, right?
Yep.
Like a little kid can buy a jersey and root for a team based on maybe some of the other pro sports of that city that he roots for.
Saw that in San Diego as well with California, and last week in Denver. Tons of O'Neal jerseys. I mean, tons of them, with all the kids and everybody there.
Mission accomplished.
Yes. In the PLL Cash App playoffs, you saw the 3 different sites back in Boston, on Long Island, and Philadelphia again for the championship game. These 2 teams will be in the playoffs. Beautiful passing. Another pipe as a stick breaks.
Seen multiple stick breaks, 10 pipes.
9 pipes. It's crazy.
9 pipes for the Cannons and 1 pipe for the
Yeah, good
Chaos.
call. You're right.
10.
And a lot of play like that as well, turning it over in your own end. You kind of give Chaos a chance. You kind of give them an opportunity to just believe they can hang in there until the end. Let's listen to Colin Kirst as we go under the helmet, powered by Cash App. Did get some help from a teammate there, though, as he tried to find that ball at his feet. Still, though, made the save. Got it in the other direction. Now they got Campbell coming out of the box. Along with Pat Cavanaugh. Back to his left. Down the alley. Loses his footing. Tried to get it to Holman behind the cage. Nothing doing. We got Kurst mic'd up. Once again, let's see if we can get a little something from this Cannons goaltender here on this possession.
Roll! Roll!
He's got the Todd Jones jinx. Producer Todd Jones is jinxing.
Jonesy's like, he's been chirping all night. Now I can't get him to say a word. Maybe next time around. We got him mic'd up all game. We'll figure something out.
You know, normally you hear goaltenders barking nonstop, like calling out where the ball is, who's hot. And he is a vocal netminder, typically.
There's his brother, 34 in white, Connor. Now Verdaro. Verdaro still with the ball, shoots wide.
The interesting thing about Alexander Verdaro and Pat Cavanaugh, the rookies, like when they change direction, they like pop in the air. Their feet are so soft.
Animated. This Lonnie shoots and scores. How did he score that? I got to see this again to see if he actually did what he meant to do. A lot of jawing going around.
Walk away. Come on. We're good, as Jared Newman would say.
How did this end up in the cage?
I don't know.
Did he mean to do this, or did he just get hit and it popped out of his stick and in the net?
He had no angle.
And his back turned
Gets
toward
underneath.
it. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
What a great shot by Aslanian. His back was turned to the cage right here. He gets hit.
Yeah. That was intentional. He sees the defensive pressure from Will Bowen coming in, and he knows he's got to get rid of that ball ASAP. And the only way that he could do it was like a semi-backhand.
Fling it. And he knew he was going to get popped. And it's almost like him getting hit caused his arms to move in a direction that would send the ball to the net.
He's at attack now.
Yeah. Well, you heard Coach Holman at halftime talking to Caley. They're just experimenting with a few things. And obviously Mitch,
Mitch
offensive
is a
coordinator.
brilliant
Jim Mitchell's the offensive
mind.
coordinator. He's just trying a few things, seeing what works. Got the playoffs coming up.
Can we experiment more with Pat Cavanaugh there too, though? That's all I'm asking.
Ask him that later on. I'm sure you
will
get his ear. And the good thing about Mitchell is he will share his knowledge with you. He will tell you the whole reasoning behind it.
Coach Holman, Coach Mitchell, they're amazing coaches.
Flag down, so it'll be a power play for Chaos. Shot goes on net. Kurst with the save again.
The beauty of a sport like lacrosse is, like many other sports, you can question moves. And this move might work, and it might not.
Yeah.
I don't love it. That doesn't mean I don't love 99% of the other stuff they're doing.
They're also more than happy to share their reasoning with us, which I think is great.
I just think you have a Tewaaraton winner and a two-time national champ in Pat Cavanaugh, who's lived at the attack spot, broken every record at Notre Dame, including assists.
Right.
And when you have him on the field, you could have a two-quarterback system with Asher Nolting. Let those middies like Aslanian and Campbell play their natural spots. That would be my experiment.
Call goes against Jeff Traynor. I didn't see an over egregious penalty that time. I might have missed it. Good opportunity here for Chaos. Perkovic thought he might step into it. Good feet in front. And a power play goal.
Jules throws a dart. Spectacular pass. This thing has to be on a rope, because if it's not, Colin Kurst is picking it off or someone else is. You see that little hesitation too. It looks like the ball's going to get transferred upfield, and then he throws it. That is deception from a passing perspective. A dart by Jules Henningberg. There it is. Give me some offense. That's all I need, right? You got the D. Kyle Jackson, once again, the soft hands too. The ball's in his stick for a fraction of a second.
It's also, if that wasn't a dart, Jackson might have gotten crushed.
Or he would have been in the crease too, because momentum was coming down, so he would have easily been in the crease.
Bounce shot, Kaut makes the save. Rawl right off the draw. Final 3 seconds of this third quarter. Will Rawl get another one? Nope. Horn sounds. Still not put to bed yet, Cart.
Nope.
Just a 2-point advantage for Boston here as we head to the fourth.
Couple stars missing defensively for the Chaos, and netminder Blaze Reardon. Defender Jack Rowlett. Marcus Holman smells some blood.
PLL on ESPN is presented by the Utah Sports Commission. Great stuff there, listening to Josh Byrne. Not only talking to Andy Towers, but having a conversation with Kyle Jackson and Ty Kurtz.
I think one thing they mentioned too was Garrett Epple being kind of a ball hawk, leads the league in caused turnovers, so I think you got to be very cautious of where he roams. He's going to take some chances, and a lot of times he cashes in.
Jackson shoots, he loved that spot. Couldn't get it on target though.
52 and Whitey's guarding Ty Kurtz right now.
Ross Scott.
This is what Ross Scott needs to do. Be aggressive. Trust your athleticism. Trust your pop and your quickness. This is a phenomenal move. Just takes Bryce Young to the rack, beats him to the spot, and then continues upfield. So once you get to that spot at goal line extended, it is a fight upfield. So you could stand right in front of the net and cash in. That change of direction, like his feet are elite. Ross Scott is used to big-time matchups too, playing in the Big Ten at Rutgers. Every week he's getting top defender type of recognition, right? The Ajax Zapatellos at Maryland. Every week he's seeing that kind of a cover.
Marcus Hudgens at Ohio State.
Exactly. So his adjustment in terms of being a Dodger in pro lacrosse is, you're playing in the ACC, you're playing in the Big Ten, you're going against these guys every single week.
Now down to just a 1-goal game. Another pipe. What else is new? That's 10 pipes the Cannons have hit. Look at this beautiful play. McKay, the extra pass. You said it, Ty Kurtz. We're all tied.
Do you know why I called it? When you give the ball to a Canadian in front of the cage, it's like passing it to automatic offense. It's like if Dyson Williams is in front of the cage on the left side, what is it? It's a goal. When Ty Kurtz has it in that spot, he is going to finish.
You went Canadian to Canadian with McKay to Kurtz.
Well, Canadian to Canadian to Canadian. It was Josh Byrne on the incredible ground ball, and he got that ground ball and instantly he threw it upfield. That was phenomenal ball movement.
First tie since we were 4-4, 3-0 run. Chaos are hungry for more. Look at that pass. Hits the pipe. Geddes almost made it a 4-0 run.
His offense is coming alive. I mean, coming into tonight, they scored less than 10 times, 4 different games. That's the most in the PLL, being held under 10.
Yeah, they have 50 goals in their last 6 games, and in one of those games was a 15-goal outburst.
Now, the flip side is they play defense. So they're in a lot of these games.
A 3-0 run was lightning quick, so what do Campbell and the Cannons have as a response? Here's Verdaro. Still 20 seconds to shoot. Nolte quick in front. Aslanian can't handle it. Count comes out of there with it. Minikis, been quiet. Curse with the save. Ball in front, Curse doesn't have a stick. Now the net comes off its mooring. Rawl picks up the GB. Still loose in front, GLE. McKay shoots. Wide. Chaos in front of the net. Curse puts the net back on its spot. He didn't have a stick for a while. Waving both of his hands in front of his face. Minikis now up front. Pass is handled by Knobloch. Still lots of time to shoot because they got the fresh shot clock all the way up to 52. So 28 to shoot for Knobloch and company. No need to rush this one. Extended defensive possession here for
Jules wants a shorty here on the switch. He
Nice,
got it. That's what he wanted. Getting what he's asked for.
Shoots, tough angle. Byrne backs up. So 10 seconds, 11 seconds to shoot. Here comes Josh Byrne. One-handed shot. Didn't get through. I think that hit the defender and not Kirst. Now a desperation shot with the shot clock winding down. All kinds of helter-skelter on that possession, but no goal for Chaos.
Remember, you're missing Blaze Reardon, the best goalie in the world. Jack Rowlett, one of the best defenders. But you have other pieces. You have Jared Newman, you have Troy Ray, you have Will Bowen.
And you've outshot Boston 9-1 in this fourth quarter.
And it was a flip of the script, right?
Yes.
In the third quarter, it was all Boston.
Nolting now. He's going to want to physically get to the cage. He does. Kaut makes the save.
What I tell you about Kaut, man, he's steady. Don't sleep on Austin Kaut. He's fired up right now.
The skip pass. Byrne got underneath the defender, shoots and scores! Carolina has the lead. That's 4 straight for the Chaos.
We could talk all night about Josh Byrne and his passing ability. How he's hit career highs in terms of distributing the rock. At the end of the day, this guy is a hired gun goal scorer. And he takes Pulver to the rack, and he doesn't even have to cleanly beat him because this is how skilled he is. To get that shot off before he loses his angle, he knows that he's going to feel pressure by Pulver. So it's to get the shot off immediately once he feels like there's a window to shoot before he gets pushed below goal line extended. A left-handed master.
Riley won the face-off, but couldn't get it to his teammate. So we go the other way with Kirst. First lead since the 4:13 mark of the second quarter for Chaos.
We've had some unbelievable games tonight, right?
Yeah, we've had 2 really good games. First one went into overtime, where the Redwoods scored 3 points in the last, handful of seconds, including a 2-pointer, descended into overtime before Archers finally won it. This one looks like it's heading toward overtime. 6.5 minutes left to go in the game. It's a 1-goal lead for Carolina. Here's Pat Cavanaugh. Saw Bowen showed. Then he went back to his man. Islanian now has his defender hung up. No angle. Nolting has to fire a desperation shot at the buzzer. McKay on the other side shoots. Kirst makes the save. Here we go. Nolting still on the field. Verdaro. Van Rapport shoots for 2. Kaut.
I mean, is
Did
there
he
any
get a
chance
piece of
he's
it?
passing that?
No way.
But then again, he misses the cage and they get a reset.
Right.
It allows them to get their subs on.
It's a
It's
shot
not,
worth
like
taking.
it's not goalies aren't making that save.
Yeah.
He's either going for a corner or it's a miss. There's nothing else going to happen. when he shoots the ball.
Campbell shoots, fires that one on target with his left, but Cowd is right there. You're right about Cowd. He's amazing. He comes in relief for the best goaltender in the world, and he's done it a number of times this year. Now he's got 7 saves.
He's like Frank Reich. Remember?
The Buffalo Bills. Comes in for Jim Kelly. All he does is lead a big comeback. Taking a timeout. Just over 5 left to go. Carolina trying to hang on up a goal. But 10 pipes is ridiculous. 51 touches, by the way, is 1 touch away from his career high since they started keeping track of touches. So he's going to blow by that number here in the final 5 minutes of this contest. Jackson gets to the middle of the field, keeps possession, shoots. That's an unbelievable shot. Doesn't get on target, but with 2 defenders draped all over him.
He does that.
And for a guy who's not really very big, he really plays through contact. Scott now up to Byrne. Here's Jackson again. 5 to shoot. He just let a desperation shot fly.
Almost hit the official. A couple people in the
Yep.
stands. There was no angle on that
boom
one.
mic guy. Now the Cannons. Trainer. Holman. Here's Campbell up top. Wanted to get it back to Kavanaugh. Now he does.
He's going here.
On Ray. Get it all the way back to Nolting. 10 to shoot. Nolting rolls upfield, puts his shoulder into a defender. Inside of Slonian scores.
Will Bowen is 6'3", 220 pounds. Asher Nolting makes him look small. Not just by his size, but the way he plays. Like he's a battering ram. And what makes Nolting so unique is that when he plays body, he's feed ready all the time. His head is up. He can get a pass through pressure. Naslanian knows, like every other cannon, when Asher Nolting has the ball, get your stick ready. Second in the league in assists, only behind Jeff Teat. Man, he's like a power forward in basketball with vision. He's got 4 assists tonight. He's dealing.
And our 4th tie of the game. McKay uses a pick. Wants to get it to Byrne. Now Byrne's got it.
He's got the short stick. You got to give him room. They're going to slide early.
They're clearing out. You see Byrne, he wants him to clear out. GLE.
Watch Bryce Young. Looks like he's going to be the hot guy here.
And they're going to get Bubba Fairman on a hold, too. Inside. Great pass and finish by McKay. What a look by Josh Byrne.
I'm watching Josh Byrne
Good goal on
pound
the play.
his chest.
Hold against the Cannons gets erased, all even face-off.
And he should be. We've seen Asher Nolting on one side of the field with the vision and passing. I mean, he's getting absolutely hammered here by a double team. And to make that pass, and McKay catches that. Look at this. Fairman is all over him. There's the hold. That gets wiped. Eppel on the double. The spin. And to throw this pass. Watch this pass. Right on the stick through traffic. That is a sick dish.
Thing of beauty.
It's one thing to throw that like on a power play, but to do that when 3 guys are draped all over you.
Watch Tucci. Aslanian shoots it. And a flag comes. Let's check this marker. This is big at the 2:55 mark.
Chaos foul. Chaos foul number 43, 1 minute, unnecessary roughness, late hit.
That's the rookie.
Oh, they
Posey.
got Posey on it.
Yeah, that's late. Tell you what, there's been some hard hits in this game.
Yeah.
Broken sticks.
Yep. All day we've seen it. Posey's going to have to sit for a minute. This is massive right here. Carolina up a goal.
Cout's going to be tested here. He's not your average backup.
We got Kavanaugh in the middle. They'll put Aslanian down GLE. That's goal line extended out to the sideline. Here's Campbell. He can absolutely rock it from distance. Nolting back up top. Fed it through. Beautiful pass right to Kavanaugh on the doorstep. We're all tied.
It's his 5th assist by Nolting. Kavanaugh is parked on that pipe with the right hand. McKay and Geddes, they're not even looking behind them. Their head isn't on a swivel. Like when you're in those spots defensively, your head has to be on a swivel. You have to recognize you're playing 2. And they forgot about one of them. And that was Pat Kavanaugh, and you can't leave him alone. And Asher Nolting did enough to draw the defense and to make them go upfield because he knew on that back pipe, Pat Kavanaugh was waiting.
Raw picks up a huge GB. 50 shots now on the day for the Cannons. It's like, just lets you know what type of a game this has been, and yet here we are, 10-10. Still a relatively low-scoring contest. Nolting has got Bowen all over him, and he can't connect with Verdaro. So job well done for Will Bowen.
There's certain teams where in big moments like this, you have to have a player touch the ball. Like if you're the Redwoods, it's Rob Pennell. If you're the Cannons, it's Asher Nolting.
If you're the Chaos,
it's Josh Byrne.
22 in red. And Andy Towers is going to call a timeout to talk things over. 1:36 left in the game. All tied up at 10 apiece. Chaos have possession at 38 seconds to shoot. Let's listen to AT.
Yep. All right, so we're going to go with the second one. We're going to go with Nations on the right side and then get the ball to Bernie on the backside. So we know the way it sets up. If they allow us to do it, start wide, okay? Start wide. Ball goes up to Knobloch. Sweat that pick, right? Knobber comes off, throws it to Ross. Ty's get a ball cut. Let me just finish. Ty's get a ball cut. Minnow, you're going to get up over here like this. Okay, you're going to check Ty Kurtz if we don't have it. You're going to go to Josh Byrne. Jules, you're going to come and set that if you're covered by a shorty. If you're not, you'll make it look like you'll do it and then slip it in. Josh, you're going to come hard and you're going to make the play. If you run out of options, you got Minnow up here high. You can throw him that and he can go. Kurtzy, remember, you're going to come up and set that for Knobloch. If they shut the ball, if they shut you off, if the ball's going from here to here and they shut you off and you're covered by a shorty, just pick the ball and attack with speed. If you're covered by a pole, then make it look like you're gonna pick and slip it, the next guy will pick you. Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Did you follow
You get all that?
Yeah.
It's easy.
Easy. They
Knobloch.
want Byrne to get the ball here.
Here he's got the ball right now.
Alone.
And they're going to set a pick with Jules here.
Byrne almost had a good lick. Now it's Jules. Still lots of time to shoot, so there's no panic. Try to force it into Kurtz. Eppel comes out of there with it. You're shaking your head. You didn't like how that played out.
No, I thought when Jules had the short stick, he could have even played back to a two-man with Byrne in a pick.
Well, they need one more. They want to have any shot at winning the Eastern Conference.
I'm
or
okay
at
with this look, too.
the very least,
Kavanaugh
getting
on a short stick.
the 3rd seed. Here's Kavanaugh.
Take this all day.
That short stick is Geddes. Comes upfield, doesn't have a great angle. Now he faces to turn the cage. Still 20 to shoot.
He loves the big moment. He's not passing the ball unless there's a slide when a shorty's guarding him.
Try to get it to Aslanian. We're going to get a push. It's going to be Chaos ball. .22 seconds remaining. No timeouts. Who's going to create? It's going to be Jules.
We got to go.
Has the ball knocked away. That's going to do it. Another overtime game. First game went into overtime. Our second game of the weekend's going into overtime. Wry smile on the face of Andy Towers. I mean, he's having fun. He always does. Little fist pump for Jules Henningberg. Now we go into overtime. Both coaches put their minds to it and try and figure out a strategy to come out of here with a win. Their offense started to click a lot more in that 4th quarter. 15 shots in that 4th quarter versus 25 through the first 3. Now this is a huge, huge face-off here. You saw what Tucci can do right off the draw. Boy, he won it, but he couldn't pick up the ground ball.
That's a monster GB by Riley there. He's going right now. He's got room. I thought he was going to go underneath there before the defense set up.
Instead, it's Jackson now behind the cage. This is Ross Scott. Back to Jackson. He shoots too high. Had that shot deflected. Kurtz wins the draw, but the shot clock,
I think they want to reset.
yeah, they're going to look at this. Let's hear from Matt Palin.
Cannons, 41, 1 minute. High hit, the play is under review.
So this is against Bryce Young.
That's a tough time to get a penalty, too, because the shot clock was zapped.
Yes. And you heard Andy Towers yell high. It was high.
That's what he meant by the hit.
Yes.
Wow, that is a
Let's take a
tough
look.
call.
That's less obvious than some of the
But
others
he
I've
throws
seen.
the flag. He's not going to, I don't think he's
That
going
was
to overturn that.
No,
He
I
throws
think
the
it's,
flag.
yeah, you're right. It was late, but it was just a tick late.
But it was with 0 time left on the shot clock, maybe 1 second. It would have been Cannon's ball. Now you have a power play by the Chaos.
And Matty Palin is looking to see if it's a more serious altercation. I don't think it will be.
I do not think that's going to be an increased. I mean, that's a tough call to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been okay even with a no call.
I know. I don't think it
Players
was.
following
I don't think it
through.
was high. I think it was a little late.
But it's so hard as a defender to stop in your tracks when a guy is about to shoot the ball.
For the potential game-winning shot. 7th overtime game of the year in the PLL this season. Matty Palin is done looking at the replay.
After review, 41, 1 minute, unnecessary roughness.
Yep, they'll keep it at 1 minute. That's probably the right call. But it is a big 1 minute. Byrne. Up top to Knobloch. Far side to Perkovic.
Watch Kirst on the high crease. He plays a unique high crease.
That leaves players open underneath. Kurtz in traffic. Nice job goosing it to Byrne. Byrne has a player in front. Jumping high. Doesn't get it on cage, and it's a crease violation. Wow. That was Jules right on the doorstep. So now man down, and the Cannons are just going to be content at least to run a big chunk of that time off, but it's going to be a turnover. It's like they had too many men on the field, and Geddes wants to get this one into the offensive end in a hurry, and he does. Resch to the far side. Inside, Geddes denied. Byrne can't get the shot off.
This game's like somewhat going sideways.
It's a little crazy right now.
Crazy.
Here's Trainer. So now they're at full strength. Time to take a little bit of a breath.
This is why I love the PLL too, the no timeouts. Just let the craziness continue.
Nolting, everybody here on the edge of their seats. Gets underneath his defender, but shoots it high. Drenner will give chase, 24 seconds to shoot. Now we got another broken stick. And you got Bowen out there playing without a stick. Bowen is on Nolting without a stick.
This isn't good, because it's forcing a slide. Oh boy.
Campbell, Count makes the save, in front. Loose ball, goes in the net, and Cannons win it. I think that was Ryan Drenner on his backside who just knocked it toward the goal after Count made a great save, and the rebound just went right to Drenner on his backside. Cannons are in a great spot for that number 3 seed. Caley standing by with Coach Holman.
Coach, we've been so lucky to see two great lacrosse games tonight. Can you just take us through what you were thinking of back and forth and overtime this time?
I was trying not to think. I mean, just the plays and back and forth, and we didn't handle the situation here. We had too many men on the field, giving them another opportunity. But at the end of the day, you know, what we always talk about in our team, our organization, is just keep playing, right? Things are going to happen, and just find a way to continue to play. I'm just so proud of the boys. Really great lacrosse team Coach Towers has, and then we'll probably see them in a couple weeks. But, you know, we finished this season on a winning note, 7-3 for the second year in a row. Really, really proud. And we came from the basement, and we're still learning how to climb. So I'm just proud of the boys.
I know the guys in the booth were counting. Were you counting how many pipes your team ended up hitting tonight?
Honest to goodness, at least 4, maybe 5. I mean, it could be more than that. It really, yeah. So that's a good sign, right? You know, if you think about that, you know, a couple of those fall. You know, maybe it's a different game, but the credit to the Chaos as well. You know, they came charging back there, 3-goal run. They go up a goal. But that's what this game is. In this league, you just have to keep playing. There's so many great teams, so take nothing for granted.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Congrats on the win, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
He thought only 4? Three times as much.
And he is right. It looks like it could be a matchup between the Cannons and the Chaos.
There's the Rutgers boys. I talked about the 6 Rutgers guys. I mean, that's a great shot.
Great shot. All played very well tonight. And the game-winning goal was a goal where the ball was just on the ground, and Ryan Drenner just basically, here it is, threw his stick at it. He threw his stick at it. Where's that going to go? Good things happen when you're in front of the crease and you throw your stick at the ball and you move it toward the goal.
Yep. Well, that's a smart lacrosse player too. Like, he sees he's falling to the turf already. He sees all the red shirts. He doesn't have time to scoop the ball up.
For that man, Paul Carcaterra and Caley Chelios and our entire crew, I'm Chris Cotter. Thanks for watching the PLL on ESPN. Good night from Utah.